Hey, what's up? Kevin O'Shaughnessy. And if you guys have seen recently, I am in the process of working on a new EP. The working title for which right now is From the Ashes. So have about 4 or 5 songs on it, scheduled for release on Christmas Day. So keep an eye out for that. In the meantime, I'm going to be showing you guys a bit of what it takes to put together a record these days. So we're going to jump in. This is some of the stuff that I've been doing on drums, and thought you guys might kind of find this fascinating. So this tune that we're working on right now, this is a song called As the Clouds Part. When I originally put it together, my goal was to create my own drum loop library. I had a friend come over, record some tracks for me, and then I cut them all up, and I used those loops to make the original recording of As the Clouds Part. Here's the drum track that we recorded. All right, so that's the basic idea. I'm looking for is a nice 4-measure section that's going to serve as kind of the basis for the rest of the fill. So what it looks like I've got here, I may even go a little further than that. Let's see here. We've got... Okay, yeah, actually, that's right where I want to cut it, is right before that cymbal crash. So I'm going to zoom in here and put my cursor right there. So highlight this whole thing and chop it right before that crash. Okay, and then I'm going to take all of this and just slide it out of the way a little bit and line it up with the next measure. Now, what I am going to do is take this section right here. First, I'm going to make sure that I don't get that extra beat in there. But what I need to do is, I don't know if you guys notice, but the beats that he's playing don't quite line up with the beats in this grid. And there's a lot of arguments out there about whether or not we should edit to the grid and all this kind of stuff. And the truth of the matter is, our ears have gotten very accustomed to it. In the last 10 years, everything from, pop music to metal, all of these things have been edited very, very tightly. So that's what I'm going to do here. What I want to do is I want to chop this up into small pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to a very cool little tool called... In Pro Tools, you'll probably be looking for Beat Detective. I'm working with Digital Performer here, and so what I want to do is I want to create sound bites from beats. And I want to look at, right now, I'm going to look at the kick drum, and I'm going to check the sensitivity here, and you're going to see, as I start increasing this, that these gray lines that come down are indicating where the kick drum hits are. Okay, and so I actually want to back this off just a little bit. Actually, I'm going to keep following that, but I'm going to back this off to there, because there are beats that are found, that the DP has found, that actually line up with hits from other drums, and I don't want that in there. So I'm going to apply that, and I've now sliced up all of this stuff for... I've sliced up all this stuff along with the kick drum. Okay. And now I'm going to do that again. Only this time I'm going to do it with the snare drum. In this case, I'm going to use the snare top. Okay. And I'm actually going to zoom in on that snare drum so I can really see if the beats are lining up properly. Yeah, that should be fine. So, snare top. And so I'm going to, again, adjust that sensitivity so that all of these snare drum hits are getting captured, and it looks like they are. So now I'm going to apply that. Now, finally, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the last one that I'm going to do is the hi-hat, which is down in the middle here. Again, go back to audio and create sound bites from beats. And in this case, I'm going to select the hi-hat, and I'm going to adjust that sensitivity. I don't want to get every single thing because you'll notice a couple of these are really wacky. But in this case, I may just have to live with it and change it later. Because what I'm really looking for is to make sure I can get all of the little divisions here. And I think I can kind of clean that up a little bit. That's probably not going to be too bad. Although actually what I think I will do this time... No, let's try it. Let's go extreme. Worst case scenario, I'll just undo it. So then I apply that. Okay, now I've got this whole thing chopped up nice and easy. And so what I want to do is I'm going to go and you see all these little double hits right there. That's coming from extra beats in the hi-hat track. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in on that. Okay, and I'm actually going to highlight that, get rid of it, and I'm going to stretch this back out. Okay, and that tucks under there nice and neat. And I'm going to come over here to the next one. Get rid of that part. Slide this soundbite underneath. That tucks under very neatly. And I got two more. Get rid of that. There's actually another hit over here, so let's see what that's doing. Okay, this is the part I don't need. Nope, actually, where's that hi-hat track? Hi-hat track, yeah, that's the part I don't need. Slide this back under there, that should be fine. I'm going to drag this out. So I'm just looking for all of those little things where DP has gone just a little too far in looking for these beats. Look again over here. It looks like we've got another little double kiss, so we'll get rid of that. There we go. And it looks like I might have missed one over here too, so we'll zoom in on that. There it is. Get rid of this. Slide that back over. So if we listen to it, right? Not too bad. Obviously, we can't hear any of the edits that we made because all we've done right now is we've just cut things. But if I play it with the click track, it's pretty good, but it's not quite as tight as we need. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all of this stuff right here. And then I'm going to select Quantize, and I got notes and sound bites, and this is basically just an eighth note rhythm, so I'm gonna keep that at the eighth note, and all of these options right here for sensitivity, strength, randomizing, I'm just gonna leave that alone. All right, so this is gonna be 100% quantized to the grid, which means every beat is gonna be right where it's supposed to be. And so if I move that, you see there's a little bit of shift going on. Okay, so I like that. But there's a couple of spots I heard right here. See, this is where some of there's some breaks in there. But that's not a big deal, actually. DP makes it pretty simple. And I'm sure Pro Tools and everybody else makes it pretty simple to fix this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all of this stuff again. Okay. And all I need to do is just pull this open ever so slightly so that there's a little bit of overlap in each of the wave files. Okay, looks like I've probably got everything. And then finally, I'm just going to put a little crossfade. And now, just like that, easy peasy. So what I'm going to do here is, because I like having a lot of ability to go back, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to name this this take right here. Let's just call it verse. There we go. That'll work. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate it. The reason I'm going to duplicate it is because this is the verse merged. Okay, so right now, this track with all these slices in it doesn't do me a whole lot of good. Now I can come over here, I can highlight all of these bits. Okay, with a simple command, I can merge them. Now they're all single tracks again, but now they're all lined up really well to the grid. And I can take them and seamlessly move them from back to back so that that whole loop can serve as a bed of drums for an entire project. And then I can overlay different types of grooves. I can put fills on top of that. I can layer all kinds of stuff. And it's going to be a lot easier if I want to layer sampled drums, additional sounds. It's going to be really easy to do that now. And it doesn't sound like it's lost any of the life. It doesn't sound like a programmed drum part. And that's because the player is pretty dynamic. And we're not just talking about like section to section within a song, you know, this part's loud, this part's quiet. We're talking about like beat to beat within a measure. You can hear the variation, you still hear the dynamic variations in the hi-hat and things like that. And it's just the rest of the rhythm patterns just fit very neatly into the beat. So that's one of the things that we end up doing to really create those very professional sounding songs that you hear on the radio all the time. And that's usually my goal, is to try to make something that you could hear on the radio. Anyway, that's what's going on, and thought you guys might get a kick out of seeing what goes into this. So more later.